What's going on, guys? It's Greg here today, and I'm bringing you a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 gameplay commentary, and what you'll be watching in the background here is some Hardpoint. I think I went like 48 and 12. Now, this is actually a higher death count gameplay than I normally upload, and the reason for that is because I tend to upload standout matches where I just have really good matches where, you know, high kills, low death count, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe no, I almost said a V2 rocket, the same Vanguard, MGB nuke. But anyways, today what you guys are watching here is a sweaty Hardpoint match. Now, I know people are gonna, there's always gonna be like, there's one person in the comment section that's like, you know, that wasn't really sweaty because you went 48-12. But these guys understand how to play the game, okay? It's just a matter of my aim just simply... I don't know if people can notice this in the gameplay or whatnot, but I actually shoot 35 to 40% accuracy on average. If you don't believe me, you can go into COD Tracker and look up my Activision ID on Vanguard, Modern Warfare, and Cold War, and then once, you know, Modern Warfare 2 comes out, you can look there too. And yeah, I just shoot very straight. I don't know if that's not visible. So I don't miss a lot of shots, and therefore my enemies that do miss a lot more shots are going to have a harder time actually killing me. Does that make sense? I guess that's the best way I can put it. Apparently that's a lot of it's a very hard pill for the skill-based matchmaking police that thinks they can tell the difference between a reverse boosted lobby and a non-reverse boosted lobby. Apparently, that's a very hard pill for them to swallow, but yeah, anyways, I'm going to teach you guys some, you know, what's going on in my mind here today with this gameplay. So I think the deaths kind of start slowing down, and for me, right there, I was just trying to break hill because we were losing pretty bad, and right now I'm just playing rotation. And trying to get some picks, you know, as they're spawning out, and I want to try to get positioning for the next hill. Now, I'm still learning rotations and all that kind of stuff because this is pretty much like right after the Orion camo grind finished, so I'm still learning my rotations, but you guys can see the next rotation on the Hardpoint here is going to be in the garage, and I was trying to kill enemies around the garage so that way I could flush them out and be able to get our team the spawns for garage, but unfortunately I'm not having teammates backing me up in that regard, and therefore I'm just getting taken out. If you guys don't know, this attachment this guy Christian here is using is a very, very powerful attachment, especially if you're on keyboard and mouse. Basically, it just eliminates having to aim down sights, and you have a very small hip fire spread, which is pretty good, and the reason that's good is because in close quarters gunfights, it gives you a very nice advantage, especially whenever it comes to tracking and being able to acquire targets, because it's just, you're going to have much more visibility, and on top of that, your recoil is really tight in a like a kind of like spread almost. It's not really a recoil pattern, if it makes sense. So it's a nice advantage for close quarters gunfights. So but also even down range, it just depends on, you know, how good you are with that attachment. But I find it personally, kind of cheesy. I really just hate it. I can't stand it whenever people use that attachment. It's just my opinion, you know. But anyways, so it's a very good attachment if you haven't used it already for close quarters gunfights and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, moving on here. So as you guys can see, we have people playing the hill, so I'm not going to body stack the hill. And I know that this is, for some reason, very hard for people in the community to understand, is that objective play does not always equal hill time. But allow me to explain. So if people are sitting on the hill, you don't want to just sit on the hill as well with them, okay? One person on the hill is plenty, and what you want to do is generally play around the hill. So as you guys can see, the previous hill is starting to go away, so there's no reason for me to go make my way over there, and rather flesh out the enemies near the new point. Now, we have an advanced UAV up, so I'm going to try to capitalize on this and try to earn my streaks off of this advanced UAV, because streaks are very powerful in pubs, and I feel like a lot of people that might not get streaks a lot, they might not understand the actual importance and dynamic of earning kill streaks. So unfortunately, I got taken out by a headshot right there, which just, you know, insane headshot multipliers in this game, so I'm going to get absolutely incinerated. And I believe the subs don't really have good headshot multipliers compared to rifles, but got absolutely incinerated by it. But streaks apply pressure on the map, and pressure, I went over this in my kill streak guide, is one of the most important things in this game whenever it comes to winning games, because if the enemies can't go outside because there's a VTOL jet in the air or Overwatch helo or something, then they're going to have a much harder time being able to attack objectives and rotate around the map freely. And it's the same thing whenever there's UAVs and advanced UAVs up, because really good players are going to try to take advantage of that, and they're going to try to take out enemies based off of their position on the radar and try to earn more streaks. Now, in this gameplay, I was actually challenging people in really stupid gunfights quite a bit, and I do this often. Excuse me. And you won't see it very often in my gameplays, but I did want to show this today. You guys will see I will take people on in very unnecessary gunfights that I just shouldn't be taking, because it's literally like an 80-20 percent win rate, right? They have the significant advantage on me. If, for example, like that guy laying down the car and I'm using a Vaznev with my body completely exposed, and you guys might be wondering, like, why are you playing like this, right? Like, why are you taking these gunfights that are just not in your favor at all, and you really don't have a chance of winning? And my answer to you is, this is actually one of the things I use to improve my aim and improve my overall reflexes. And I know that this is going to sound really strange, and you're probably scratching your head right now, and you're probably like, okay, so like, why does that work that way? And you have to think about it. That guy is a much smaller target on my screen, right? He's laying prone on top of a vehicle that has the height advantage, for one. Two, he can see my entire body because I'm not on any cover. So as a result, it's making me have to aim better and have faster reflexes to stay on target. And of course, majority of those fights that I take on, I'm going to lose. But as a result, the ones that I do win and the ones that I am trying to fight them, I'm overall building up better muscle memory whenever it comes to trying to build up recoil control and all these other things, because it's a much harder gunfight to actually win. And I personally like taking on these really hard, really risky gunfights. In a lot of my gameplays, I just do this, and you never see it because, well, most of the time my actual score isn't going to be anything crazy, right? Like, I would never normally upload a 49-12 or something, because to me it's like, okay, well, I died quite a bit, right? Like, I was taking some of those impossible gunfights and just trying to improve upon them and trying to improve my overall, like, myself as a player, and not necessarily be working on my IQ, but rather my overall gun skill and things of that nature. So whenever it comes to that, I mean, again, do I recommend you do that? Yes and no. It depends on the type of lobby you're in. If you notice you guys are maybe winning, you guys have advanced UAVs, you guys have, a lobby where you have the control over the enemies and you really feel like you're not going to just throw the game for your team, then yeah, I would definitely recommend taking some of those harder gunfights to win and taking on, some really weird chows, because it's definitely going to help you improve in the long run. And just don't be afraid to do it, but don't overdo it, right? Because if you're building up bad muscle memory and bad game sense, it's not going to help you out. Again, taking on harder challenges is going to make you have to aim better. It's going to make you have to play better, and overall have better reflexes and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, if you are taking on plays that aren't very smart, then you're kind of building up bad habits whenever it comes to your overall game sense and how you're maneuvering around the map. So I just wanted to talk about this to you guys today, and I wanted to show you guys examples today of me taking on some bad chows, because I do this a lot. I've done it a lot in Ground War on Modern Warfare 2019. Back in the day, you guys would see me shooting people who are 70 plus meters away in full auto. And the reason for that is I felt it was good recoil control practice. So just wanted to go over that today. Hopefully that made sense to you guys, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys do this at all in your own gameplay, but personally for me, it's something I find that works for me. Give it a try, maybe you might see some improvement, maybe not. Let me know how it goes for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.